question is always how we work with the process. How can we find methods that might really create the possibility to enter the processes? And this is maybe the challenge, and we thought about in the exhibition format we chose to include a lot of interviews, a lot of text from external observers, so to find a variety of materials that make it possible to see what happened during the process and not thinking only about results.
Nuestro objetivo con todo lo que es Work in Process, la exposición, el libro, los diferentes talleres y todo, es pensar en la práctica sobre la idea de la visibilización y hasta qué punto algo puede ser visible o no. No tenemos tampoco ninguna clara conclusión de esto, sino como es más bien como un experimento.
Then I talk actually with artists who have been displaced and who work from their own experience, similarly to myself, kind of use their own experience to kind of empower others to talk about these issues and bring these issues, kind of normalize also these questions and make them a bit more accessible to wider audiences.
I think there are lots of challenges to collaborative art practices. And I think those challenges are not necessarily negative challenges. I don't think they're problems. But I think it raises all kinds of questions around what a work of art is, what its role is, what its function is, how it's made, and how that process is sort of negotiated by everybody involved in that. And so it kind of relates again to questions of agency, questions of authorship, and the transparency of those things.
Creo que al final, muchas veces, un artista cuando aparece para trabajar con un colectivo, a veces ese colectivo no está organizado, a veces no sé, está como en una situación que para mí es como de menos poder, entre comillas, que el artista, o de menos información, o de menos aprendizaje, o de menos... Y entonces ahí creo que hay como un reto como para cómo poner, o sea, empezar todos a la vez, ¿no? Y que no sea como muchas veces como idea de un artista que trabaja con un colectivo y entonces, no sé, ahí hay como algo sobre lo que reflexionar un poco, ¿no?
The main challenges of that type of practice is trying to introduce, I would call it, new currencies within an established system of, let's say, neoliberal conditions. For example, this is a completely relationship-based form of practice. Relationships need time to get to know each other, time to establish trust, time to understand how somebody functions or thinks. So, and I think the currency of time, for example, is a huge challenge because usually who can take that time, who can pay for it, who can go for maybe a very inefficiently looking process that later on totally pays off, because it has a lot to do with, if I understand deeply what's going on, I have the best chance to then really, really create a local movement. I think the key point is that this is a format or methodology of transformation, and transformation in many fields. So through artistic means, it's an attempt to change or challenge a situation. And I sometimes think what we all need to learn and improve is storytelling, because what the world longs for, to my mind, is to tell people a good story of a process or a project that worked, that really created transformation. And I think that's what everybody's longing for in terms of what can be a real opposite to neoliberal movements and developments. And there is plenty of really great examples, things that emerge through the arts.
For me, CAPP, I kind of got engaged with CAPP last year during my residency, and now I'm again here in Madrid. And for me, CAPP is a very important, actually, project, mainly because I kind of, it really kind of brings attention to the issue of collaboration, but also it has its finger on something which is a pulsing issue in Europe right now, and that is kind of a moment of kind of possibly crisis in what we consider kind of art practice, but and kind of bringing focus to something which is kind of for a very long time have been kept on the kind of margins of the art world. So I feel that kind of, I hope that this kind of projects will bring even more visibility to collaborative practices, and especially to collaborative practices that work with vulnerable communities. So.